Who wants it? He said, I'm still working on that part. Another said, I don't need a team. I can do everything myself. A year later, he agreed with himself to take a break. And then there's the leader who said communication is key, but keeps the key locked in his pocket. You see, in business, we don't just build products, we build people, partnerships, and patience. So tonight, laugh at the chaos, learn from the missteps, and remember, if everything feels under control, you're probably not growing. So enjoy the journey, and may your ideas be bold, your coffee strong, and your Wi-Fi always connected. And don't forget that glass of wine.
Yeah, or water. Yeah,
No one has to know.
yeah. Gin looks exactly like water. So, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Carol, would you like to go ahead and add a joke for us? Okay, I see Carol's muted again, so we can maybe just go on a little bit. Okay, so we can
Okay,
just
so
but maybe just give the role of the time smith. So
Basically, the role of the timekeeper is just to make sure that the person keeps within their time. There's an echo on the side.
I think it might be because you connected twice, and so the one connection echoes the other one.
Just turn the volume down on the one that you have there. So on your one device, just turn it down. You have there. On the one device, just turn it down.
I will
Do you want to try again there, Carol?
Hi, all right.
Okay.
With the timekeeping,
Mm.
the role of the timekeeper is just to make sure that the person speaking keeps within the limit, the time limit. That's basically it. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much to our
Sorry
time
about.
smith, to Carol. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can just go ahead then. Um, we've had the toast, we've had the jester, and who would like to just showcase their business? It doesn't have to be 12 minutes. It can, even if you just speak for 2, 3 minutes about what you do, or up to 15 minutes, it's all okay. We'll be still very flexible at this point in time because we only have a few people. When we have a lot of people, we're going to be very strict on time. So, any takers?
So, hmm. So, oh, so basic. From my side, I just create bespoke material for organizations and for universities. So they give me a brief, or I send a proposal, and then I just develop the material within a certain time frame, and I submit it to the organization. They can then use their own logo, and they can rebrand. They can brand it as their own material, and they can use it for courses if it's university, or for upskilling their people if it's an organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. That's very informative. Okay, so I see we are a little bit under time there. So, Paul, would you like to present your business as well?
I've got something prepared here, so hopefully it's within time.
Yeah.
All right, so crafting leaders, or Uvita. Uvita actually stands as Una Vita, one life, right? So at its core, we have one simple reason: to develop leaders who can create meaningful impact. So we don't want leaders with title, but we want leaders with using behaviors, people who can inspire, influence, take responsibility for the environment where they're part of. And I think all of us are in an environment where there are not enough leaders, and that's really why we exist. So if you look at many businesses, they don't fail because of strategy. South Africa has a brilliant strategy. It's in what you call the National Development Plan, but they struggle because of people. They struggle because of miscommunication. They struggle because of lack of trust, poor delegation, unclear expectations. And these are human challenges. They're not technical ones. I'm sure some of you have been in Toastmasters. Toastmasters teaches you these things. Any MBA course will teach you this. Any basic business course will teach you this. So that's really where Uvita comes in. We work across three main areas: leadership development, team alignment, and personal reinvention. So if we look at leadership development, our aim is to coach and equip individuals from emerging leaders to executives. Some of our clients are at the general manager level with teams of 3,000 people under them. Some of my clients are people who've moved from management into leadership, and even some graduates who are also interested in understanding how they can better lead. So really, this includes understanding your values, improving your communication, managing performance, having those difficult conversations that people avoid. So really, leadership, I'm sure you will agree, it's not about control. We see so much control all over the world, in some countries more than others. It's not about the control. It's about clarity. It's about courage. It's about connection. So that was the first bit, leadership development. Second bit is team alignment. So if we look at many teams, they function on the surface, but they're disconnected underneath. So I've got a lot of practical tools that I use, and here's one at the moment that's displayed. And if you guys want, I'll send you a link to that to understand what you are. And that's really from your values. And that's what we call the bank system: blueprint, action, nurturing, and knowledge. It helps individuals understand how others think, communicate, and make decisions. So if you understand how the person you're working with thinks, it changes the way that you lead them. So instead of guessing how to engage with someone, you can really adapt in those few seconds. And France has done this. And France, I'm not too sure whether you nod and say this is something that's added value when you did it, but it's simple.
Yes.
And it's incredibly powerful when we use it in sales, in leadership, and team dynamics. The third area is personal reinvention, and we're seeing a lot of retrenchments out there at the moment. So today we're seeing people having to navigate change on a massive scale. From next month, we'll have to fork out 400 Rand extra to fill my diesel car. An organization that uses 300,000 liters will have to pay 1.8 million Rand extra over and above what they pay. So companies are affected. So in an individual, whether it's career change, retrenchment, or the need to adapt to this new economy that we're trying to navigate now, we as a company support those individuals to discover their strengths, reposition themselves, and then move forward with confidence. And this is where leadership begins. So really, across all these areas, our approach is very practical. I don't believe in theory for the sake of theory. We have theory, yes, but we focus on habits, behaviors, and real-world application. I've trained on an MBA program where we brought in practical stuff as well. But through my own stuff, none of my courses are registered, and I purposely did that because I want to do it through coaching, through workshops and group programs that have an impact and are not just a certificate. So really, over the last couple of years, I've had the privilege of working with corporates, entrepreneurs, schools, individuals. They have the same goal. They want to unlock potential and create a sustainable impact. But the simplest way to describe us is we help people understand themselves, connect better with others, and lead more effectively. And that's really what happens in business and life. Because when people grow, businesses grow. And when leaders grow, everything around them changes. So whether it's developing stronger leaders, building more cohesive teams, or helping individuals to navigate change, that's what we do at Uvita. We craft leaders. My name is Paul Tanton, and I am a leadership coach.
Well,
So that is
thank
really
you very
very
much,
good.
Paul. Yes. And I think just to finish it, we need a joke to sort of get a little bit not so serious anymore. Anybody got a nice jest a joke for us?
Okay, let me make a go of it. Now that I'm
Okay.
unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. At dawn, the telephone rings. Hello, Senor Gene. This is Ernesto, the caretaker of your country house. Oh, yes, Ernesto. What can I do for you? Is there a problem? I'm just calling to advise you, sir, that your parrot died. My parrot? Dead? The one that won the competition? Yes. Sorry. Yes, your parrot died. Let me just find the. Sorry. Sorry about that. That's a pity. I spent a small fortune on the bird. What did he die from? From eating rotten meat. Rotten meat? Who the hell gave him rotten meat? Nobody, senor. He ate the meat of one of the dead horses. Dead horses? What dead horse? The thoroughbred, mister. Luckily, he died from all the work pulling the water cart. Are you insane? What water cart? The one we used to put out the fire. Good Lord, what fire are you talking about, man? The one at your house, senor. A candle fell and the curtains caught on fire. What the? But there's electricity at the house. What was the candle for? For the funeral, senor. What damn funeral? Your mother-in-law. She showed up one night out of the blue and I thought she was a thief. So I hit her with one of your new golf clubs. There was a long silence. Ernesto, if you broke that golf club, you're fired. Okay. There we go.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just a little bit of lightheartedness. Okay. So next on the agenda, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a quick overview of network mining. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this quite quick. Okay, I'm just going to share the screen quickly. You can just tell me if you can see it. Okay. Here we go, deep mining. So what is deep mining? Okay, so we are network mining, but what is deep mining? Okay, so with deep mining, so what we need to do, we need to make an appointment for deep mining session with somebody in the chapter. So you need to first join the chapter, and then you make an appointment with them. Okay, and then you got to prepare your documents. There's 5 documents: is deep mining preparation, biography, inroads, contact sphere, and your best customers. And you're going to exchange this information with the other person before the meeting, preferably a few days before the meeting, so they can just skim through your documents and at least know what you're all about. You bring your documents and your notes to the deep mining meeting. Okay, so it's going to take 1 hour for the session. 20 minutes is small talk. Second 20 minutes, the person who accepted the meeting will explain their business. And the third 20 minutes, you get to explain your business. Okay, and then you need to commit and agree on the goals. You see, you're really committing to help each other in their businesses. So after a deep mining session, expect your business to start taking off. And imagine if you have a deep mining session with everybody in the chapter. It's going to really pump your business up. So you really need to do deep mining, questions and answers. Okay, so if there's no questions on there for now, okay, you can ask me afterwards as well. Okay, so that is that part of the meeting. Okay, I see we lost Liesel there. Okay, and then we're going to go for elevator speeches. Okay, tonight we're going to go for Madam Timesmith. The elevator speeches are going to be 60 seconds each. So at 30 seconds, you can show the green box or the green light to indicate that we've reached the necessary time. At 45 seconds, an amber light will indicate that you're sort of getting towards the end, so you should start wrapping up. At 60 seconds, a red light, and you're starting to go over time. Okay. So who would like to go first?
I've already done my company pitch, so I don't know.
Okay, so an elevator speech, you basically just say, my name is Peter, and I I started this business called Peter's Pancakes, and so on. You just describe what you do. You can make 1 or 2 points, and you just close. So if you need pancakes, please contact me. For example, yeah.
Do you want me to go and then we can follow from there?
Okay.
So in business, we often struggle to connect, influence, and truly understand the people in front of us. That's where our bank system comes in. And it's a simple, powerful tool that reveals how people make decisions and what they value most. Good evening. My name is Paul Tanton. The company is Uvita, where we craft leaders. BANK stands for Blueprint, Action, Nurture, and Knowledge. We've had over 450 million data points collected from people. And this helps you identify whether someone is driven by structure, results, relationship, or information. So imagine knowing exactly how to communicate, sell, or lead, or negotiate in minutes. We use the bank cards in teams and sales environments, and even with individuals in transition, helping them to rediscover their strengths and reposition. If you'd like to improve your communication, increase your influence, or unlock your team's potential, let's connect. Paul Tanton from Uvita, where we craft leaders.
Thanks, you kept good time. Thank you.
Would you like to go, Carol?
Okay, I'll do the editing one. Hi, I'm Carol. I'm an academic editor. If you forward your dissertation or your business proposal, I will do development editing. I will restructure it. I will do formatting and references and give you a clean, clear copy. Thank you so much. Here's my business card. Sorry, I didn't prepare that one. That's it. Thanks.
That went well. Well done. Yes. Mandisi, would you like to give your elevator speech?
Okay.
Okay, I see you're still muted there, Mandisi. Okay. Okay. I think while you try to get your microphone unmuted, I'll just go ahead and give my elevator speech. So, good evening. My name is Frans de Went here, and the business that I'm running is called Network Mine. Okay, so Network Mine is a combination of business networking and public speaking, and the two are joined together because in order to promote your business, you need to be able to speak, and so the two go together, symbiotic relationship. And there's also, we have a very good relationship with a coffee publication, a very good way to advertise, very effective, very affordable, and if you're a member of Network Mine, you get a 10,000 Rand discount on your advertising for the coffee publication. That's for advertising for a year. It's quite substantial. So even if you join Network Mine just to get your discount on your advertising, it's worthwhile. And that's it from me.
Good timing. Thank you. Okay, here is the bank link. Thank you for that link.
And Mandisi, would you like to try yours? You don't have to, but it would be nice to just tell us what you do if you want to. Okay. Okay, so I see Mandisi is still muted. So I think, do we have a jester? Do we have a joke just to lighten the atmosphere?
I'll go for a shorty this time.
Awesome.
Teacher,
yeah.
Kids. Okay. Teacher, kids, what does the chicken give you? Student, meat. Teacher, very good. Now, what does the pig give you? Student, bacon. Teacher, great. And what does the fat cow give you? Homework.
That's a good one.
No accents this time.
Well done. Yes. Okay. And then we got the business speaker number 2. Okay. So I think maybe could I go ahead and give a little presentation instead of a business speech? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just close some of the other presentations I've got open here. And okay, let me close that. So if you just bear with me for a small minute, okay. So earlier today, Paul asked me, what are the advantages of joining Network Mind? So I've just prepared a little presentation and I've come up with 20 advantages for joining Network Mind. So I'm just going to step through them quickly. Okay. So I suppose you could say 20 reasons for joining Network Mind. Okay. Okay. So one, business networking and public speaking in one chapter. So you don't have to join a business networking chapter and a speaking chapter. You join one and you've got them both. Very good reason. Yeah. Economical. Not only with money, but also with time. Two, you get credentials for associate, licentiate, and fellowship in public speaking. And three, you get credentials for associate, licentiate, and fellowship in leadership. You see, it's a separate path. There's about 40 assignments in public speaking and about 44 in leadership. And you both end up with a fellowship, which is it's the equivalent to a master's degree, but it's like the practical side. And of course, the certificate is not SACWA recognized, but people will recognize the value of it. 4, you also can get credentials in business networking. Where else can you get credentials in business networking? Actually have to go through assignments and get your credentials. So that's very useful. Okay. 4, there's one place where you can get recognized credentials for public speaking, leadership, and business networking skills. And 6, you can capitalize on your leadership and speaking skills credentials and get a paid job in the region. Yeah, because this is not a charity, it's a franchise business. And on the chapter level and up to the area manager level, we don't have, that's all part of your leadership preparation. But once you've gone through those leadership preparations, you can then get a paid job in region because you've been taught how to lead Network Mind. I hope that makes sense. So you'll be able to do this for a living and hopefully a good living as well. Okay, 7, you can refer a friend and get 10% of their subscription as a reward. Okay, so there's a little bit of pocket money you can get. You can run a skilled speaker program for a business, a school, or university. And you can get 50 to 80% of the monies if you run a skilled speaker program. Okay, so now what does that mean? Well, if you have 12 delegates, you don't want more than 12 because it becomes difficult to manage. And they each pay 5,000 Rand. Well, that's 60,000 Rand for all of them. So 50 to 80% of 60,000 Rand is 30 to 48,000 Rand. Okay. And that's for 8 weeks because it's an 8-week program and it's 1 to 2 hours a week for 8 weeks. So I think that's going to be worth it. Plus, if this group of people that have bought the training buy chapter membership at all for all the delegates, if you can sell that to them, then you are going to get 50% of the membership fees as well. So what that means, 12 times 2,500 equals 30,000 Rand, and 50% equals 15,000 Rand. So that's over above your skilled speaker training. So, okay. So 14, it's a time-limited offer of 12 months membership for 2,500 Rand. Okay, so that's not to put pressure on you, but some of the people we're competing against would typically ask for more than 10,000 Rand for 12 months. Okay, we're asking 2,500 Rand. but I don't think that will be forever. This is just an entry level. We start in at that. It might last for some time, but no guarantees there. Okay, so and we can have online meetings for business, networking, and public speaking all in one chapter. So you don't have to go to specific meetings. You could just do it all online. And into the future, we are considering a combination of in-person and online meetings. So that will be really nice. Now, you can use your certified leadership skills to jumpstart or enhance your career. You can use your, okay, I think I already said that one. Okay. You can take your business to the next level with business networking, because remember, you're going to do a lot of assignments or projects on business networking, and you're going to get credentials on that. So you'll know how to use business networking. So the idea is to take your business to the next level. Or if your business is not really in a position to take to the next level, but you're thinking, should I shut it down and walk away because your business is struggling? And if that's happening, you're like most of us, okay? So you want to turn it into a profitable business using deep business mining. Okay, and every week you have the opportunity to get closer to realizing your dreams. One week it's business networking, the next week it's public speaking, and every week you're building it better and better. Even in public speaking, we're going to do our elevator speeches. So we get a chance every week to introduce your business. So don't let this opportunity walk past you. And then in years to come, you'll say, if only I had, joined and taken advantage. Questions and answers.
Just from my side, Franz,
Oh, yeah,
uh,
yes.
do you have a size envisaged for each of these? You mentioned chapters or these meeting groups. When it gets to a certain size, or are you going to? Because obviously it becomes more and more difficult to network the bigger it gets. So, do you have a size limit in mind, or are you just going to let it get bigger and bigger and bigger for this one online meeting?
Okay. So I was thinking that about 30 people would be sort of more or less a type of a limit, okay? But not like an absolute hard limit. But when we get to 30 people, we can then perhaps start thinking about splitting, but you don't want to split into two and then you only have 15. So maybe 30 would be ideal, but when we get to 40 or more, it would be the right time to then split into two chapters. Does that answer your question, Paul?
Thank you.
And any more questions? Okay, so there we've come through. Okay, I did that instead of the second business speaker. But does anybody else want to present their business? I think we've all had an opportunity, but if you want to say something else about your business, before the jester puts some humor in.
Yeah, my problem with my business is just collecting money. I know it's not relevant to this presentation or this meeting, but I work with the large universities who come back and say, after I've done the work, they say, oh, our department doesn't have funding. We're waiting for the faculty. And it's just so annoying. I don't know how to get around that, because if I work with an individual, there's a 50% deposit and they're paid afterwards. But with universities, they have their set days. So University of Tshwane is giving me a hard time. It's 2 months now, my invoice. And the other one, UNISA, well, that's just 3 weeks. It's not so bad. So this is now just a challenge that I'm experiencing. I don't really think I'm good at collecting money. And I was thinking maybe I should rather just get someone to do that side rather than to struggle like that, That's just my concern. Yeah.
Sounds
May
like
I
a good
add
idea,
something?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been in business now 10 years, Carol, and
Yes.
I tell you, as the core facilitator, coach, or whatever, the worst thing I have to do is collect money, and I've waited 18 months once from a large corporate. It's
Oh my
actually
gosh.
it's horrible. I started then ensuring that exactly what you do with your personal customers is to get a deposit or to hold the results
Yes.
back, because that'll get people to pay. If
That's
you think
right. Yeah.
they do that with students, you cannot get your results unless you've paid. So, I mean, you're the person who's supervising or editing or doing that. I think that's
Yeah.
but anyway, I can give you the name of someone. I'll pop it into the chat. She's very good. She charges 50
Thank
Rand a
you.
phone call, and then she also
Oh,
charges a percentage of the fee
of
if
the
she
fee,
gets,
yes. Oh, that sounds good. Thank you so much. And I've also come to realize they regard you as an irritation when you follow up the money. I've got one friend in a class that I take, and she said she manages a building in Camps Bay, and if the suppliers haggle too much, they follow up their payments. She puts the invoice at the bottom. So she said to me, "That's what they're doing with me." I hope that's not true. I mean, you shouldn't be ashamed to ask for your money. I'm thinking, I mean,
France. Yeah.
it's almost as if they're saying that you're an annoyance to us and whatever. But thank you for that. So, okay, here's the little Easter joke. Wife, what are your plans? What are your plans for Easter? Husband, same as Jesus. Wife, what do you mean? Husband, I'll disappear on Friday and reappear on Monday. Wife, that's awesome. If you do that, I'll also do like Mary. What do you mean? Wife, show up pregnant, untouched by my husband, in where the husband stayed home the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, there
That
you
is
go.
quite good. Yeah.
Easter joke, it's an Easter joke.
Yeah.
You need
Goodness.
that after the billing challenges.
Yes, you need that, yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so, so then we come to about joining advantages and prices. Okay. I'd really try to demonstrate some advantages of joining. So, so joining is 2,500 Rand, and that's for 12 months. So from your date of payment, then you're officially a member from there, and you'll only be asked about it after perhaps 11 months. We'll remind you, and you'll only have to pay again after 12 months. Okay. So if you can't make it in one payment, you can put a deposit down and pay the rest. And I think we'll be very flexible in how we be prepared to divide it up without charging you any extra monies. So you could say, well, I'll pay so much a month or whatever. Okay. So if you want to join and you can't afford it, we'll make a plan and we'll make it affordable. Okay. Okay. And the advantages of joining is once you're a member, you can do your speeches and get recognition for them. And obviously, you can get the assignments as well, because as a guest, you're not getting the assignments. And also, um, you can do the leadership assignments and get your test for that, and they'll count towards your associate certificates, licentiate or fellowship certificates. And the same with business networking. You also need to do your assignments and get your certificates. So once you've paid or you're in a payment plan, then you're in that program. Yeah. Okay, that's all I had to say about joining. I'd like as many people to join as possible, but basically it makes it easy.
Yeah. Yes.
Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we can
If I
go on
may
to the
ask, and I
next.
think this is the challenge that we have, how many people did you invite to this meeting? Because I think, Carol, you'll probably find the same. You might have a dedicated source of people you're doing editing for. But one of the biggest challenges we have as business people is you invite 20 and only 2 arrive.
Yes, yes. That is so true.
No,
I
I think
run a,
it was about that ratio. Yes. No, I invited more closer to 30. Yeah.
I run a book club, an author's corner at the Central Library, and every month I also invite 30, 50 people, and then they all half of them promise to come, and then sometimes only a few pitch, and then I've already secured a venue and I've provided catering and all that stuff. So it's also the same kind of thing. But then in the end, the people that do pitch are ones that not even ones I invited, which is also a good thing because it grows it anyway. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, if you invite people to join as guests and they do sign up, you get 10% of what they pay in fees. So I think that could be worthwhile. Okay, and hopefully next week we'll have more people. Right. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is compliments and recommendations. Okay, so we're really complimenting people who brought guests and who've done some business networking and stuff like that. Well, Paul's given some good links to Carol, so he's already done some good business networking there. Okay, I haven't done any myself, so yeah. So I think congratulations have to go to Paul Tanton.
I know this is not a mutual appreciation society, but the power of networks is the power of business. So thank you for inviting me. I mean, I've invited you to other events as well. But this is, and we're seeing it more and more. In fact, I'm blogging this month about the connection side in leadership. And it's just, we have so much technology and systems around us that we've actually forgotten about the human connection. So you cannot do business with a machine. You cannot do business with a AI bot that's taking your call. Here we can do business. I can say, Franz, introduce me to someone, and say, Carol, please help me. I want to do a PhD later. Please edit my work for me. So it's through relationships that we have. So well done to you, Franz, for this initiative.
I mean, very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is okay. So
Can I just say
yes,
something?
please go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on what Paul said. I noticed that I don't advertise my editing business at all. They're all referrals, so that's a really good point. I don't advertise the one tells the other, and fortunately, they good comments, good feedback, and so it's just this word of mouth, which is to me the most powerful form of marketing. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Well, I suppose one way of looking at business networking is to think of it as word of mouth on steroids. Because you've got all these other businessmen doing the word of mouth for you as well. So
I use this point. I forget the guy's name. I think it's Barrett or something like that. It says each of us knows 150 people. So, we know more than 150. I think I have over 4,000 contacts on my phone and over 2,000 on LinkedIn. But you can only have a relationship with about 150 of those people. So just in this room, we have 450 links between us. And I'm sure if you think of your ratio of 20%, what's 20% of 450? Yeah, that means at least there's 22 people that we can introduce each other to. And that's a sizable number of people.
I think it's 90, yeah. Yeah, so the power of networking is phenomenal, yeah. And at this point in time, we would take a deep mining break, okay? But in order to be a deep mining break, we would have to be members, okay? And then you'd have access to the documents and you'd fill the documents in, the online documents, and then you'd share it with each other, and you'd have a deep mining session. Okay. But hopefully very soon we can start having the deep mining sessions.
Thank you for the
okay, and then after that, the Clocksmiths report, and then agenda, and then we're almost finished. Yeah, okay. We're finishing a bit early, but I think because there are only a few of us. We going through the program quickly. So, Carol, would you like to give us a report on the timing of the various speeches and presentations?
I don't have anything formally prepared or anything like that, but I would just like to say that, where are you now? I can't see. Everybody kept within their time limit, so that was okay. I did take 30 seconds. I don't have the lights and all that, but it did work out all right because people were quite disciplined in timekeeping, so that was good. It's always annoying when they go over their time and you can't get them to stop, so it's good that there's sometimes they just go on and on.
Yeah, well, now we can hold up a big red light and, and
Yeah.
after a certain time, we can even like turn their microphone off and so thank you very much for your speech and we just carry on. So we have to have discipline. Yeah. Okay, no, thank you for the for the clocksmith's report there. Okay, and the jester. Okay, who would like to tell a joke? Yeah, that works. That background, yes.
Yeah, I see the backlight there. Yeah. Someone else with a joke. Otherwise, I've got one here, but it's not like 50-50. It's not. Okay, here we go. A child asked his father, how were people born? So his father said, Adam and Eve made babies. Then their babies became adults and made babies, and so on. The child then went to his mom and said, Mom, how were people born? And she told him, we were monkeys. Then we evolved to become like we are now. Here the boy runs to his father and said, you lied to me. His father replied, no, your mom was talking about her side of the family.
I've got a little short one for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carol. There once was a physicist named Philip who developed a spaceship. He left one day in a relative sort of way and returned the previous day.
Relativity. I just want to cut and paste this. The contact that Paul gave me.
Okay, 100%, yes. Okay.
And I just want to cut and paste it because I might not get it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, I can just screenshot it also. I'm
Okay.
such a millennial.
If you give me your number, I will send it to you.
Thank you so much. Sorry. I'm just cutting and pasting. Oh, yes, I can give my number in here. In the chat. That's what you mean.
That's a good idea, yes.
Sorry,
and in the chat,
chat.
You can send the message to everybody, or you also have the option to just send the message to a selected person as well. So you can use it the way you want to, yes.
Thank you. There's no more Mrs. Nice Guy. Just going to get my money back now.
Please don't limit the chat. I was on a networking group the other day where a long list of links were pasted, and the person limited the copy function in the chat, so you couldn't copy the stuff. It was the most frustrating thing. You can see the details, but I couldn't. I had to do screenshots.
Yeah, that is bad. Yeah. Okay, so if you can just speak about upcoming events quickly, I would say that next week, the same time, 7:30, next week, Wednesday night, we're going to have a public speaking meeting, exactly the same meeting link and everything. And then the week after that, business networking. And the week after that, public speaking and so on and so forth. For the foreseeable future, it's just going to be online. And please, if you can invite as many people as possible and see if we can get them to sign up and you can get that little 10% commission. By the way, is 10% enough or would you think a higher percentage would be better?
99 would be great.
Sorry?
I said 99% would be great.
No, yeah, good goodness, yeah. But How
I'm only
about
playing. Got to make
how about
money.
20%? Do you think 20% would be a better kickback?
France, you're a bad negotiator. You haven't started off with your best. I'm pushing for 99. You're really jumping. If we have 10%, it's fine. We don't have to go higher than that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Well,
I
you're
thought,
welcome to give 20%. Carol, do you want 20%? Look, sounds like he's negotiating up in the
Yeah,
right
that sounds
direction.
like a good deal, eh?
well, I just know if you sell supplements or something for somebody, like you don't want to do it for 10%, but if you're getting 20%, then it's yeah, okay, maybe I must do the effort and sell it, you know. So that's where I'm coming from, you know, because also if you bring guests that will hopefully sign up, you're really doing work as well. So the workman is worth his wages. That's my way of thinking. But okay, we might change it. We can just think about that. Okay, that's upcoming events. And okay, so the meeting is about to join, and we 35 minutes early. Okay, so we now
No,
have time.
only 5 minutes.
No,
Only
no,
five minutes early.
no, it's an hour and a half. So from half past
Oh, I
seven
thought
to
it's an
nine
hour.
o'clock.
I thought it
Oh
was
yeah,
an
no. It's supposed to be an hour and a half. Yeah.
hour.
Okay, let me just see on the agenda if I did do that properly. Yeah, it goes all the way up to 2100 hours, and at exactly 9 o'clock, um, the committee meeting meets for a few minutes. Okay, but we don't have a committee yet, so they're not going to meet you. But anything you would like to say, or any concerns, or anything at all, this is your chance.
I would be interested to see, even if it's just a high level overview, the content of what your fellowship and all that stuff is in terms of the 40 assignments. Um,
Okay.
be interesting just to have a look at, well, as I say, without going into detail, just sort of saying this is what we're looking at focusing on.
Okay. I've actually got a Okay, let me just see here. Okay. Can I just give this presentation? I'll just go over it quickly, but it's just an overview. Okay, let me just share my screen quickly. Oh, okay, there we go. I'll just give you a quick overview of what it's going to be. Okay, can you see my shared screen?
Yes.
Okay, and of course, there's with the public speaking, there's 10 speeches that are actually left out, because what you're going to start doing is business presentation, 8 to 10 minutes, 10 to 12, 12 to 15, and so on, all the way up to a keynote speech of 50 to 60 minutes. So there's 10 advanced speeches which are left out of this, which brings us down to 34 speeches. And we add the 10, we're going to have 44 speeches to get your fellowship. Okay, so here we go. This is a high level overview. Public speaking and leadership qualifications. So public speaking associate, licentiate fellowship, and grand fellowship is like you do another terribly difficult assignments and you get your grand fellowship. But the reason why these are so difficult is because I want to lift you to a much higher level before I say you're a grand fellow. You know, I don't want to just be a just a hollow thing, a grand fellow, and you don't know how to speak. So yeah, it's got to be there. Okay. If it's too difficult, you can tell me, you know, and we'll talk about it, we'll change it. It's not cast in stone. Okay. Okay. So for the public speaking, okay, there's your part one, 6 speeches. Okay, that's going to have an extra advanced speech in it. Part two, there's another 5 speeches there. Mentoring, connect with your audience, etc. Okay. And then with the licentiate, okay, there's going to be another 4 advanced speeches. End of part one, 2 advanced, and end of part two, another 2 advanced. Okay. Persuasive speaking, active listening, connect with storytelling, social speeches, and then electives, and pretty similar on part two. And we get to the fellowship. Okay. Okay, you tell us about your public speaking journey. You need to manage a successful event and give a speech about it, the professional speech, develop your vision, and so on and so forth. Okay. And okay. Now in leadership, we have the same associate, licentiate, fellowship. I'm just going to go over that fairly. I'm not going to drill down into detail, but basically, you have to go into all the roles that you in a club meeting. We have the MC. I'm your MC. There's a trainee MC, a clocksmith, a wordsmith, a crutchsmith, a toastsmith, the impromptu smith, a jokesmith. Okay, that's now going to be called a jester, not a jokesmith. And understanding your leadership style. And then you start with the actual leadership roles in the chapter: the CEO, the chapter secretary, treasurer, mentor, hosting, education, public relations, etc. And then we get to the licentiate, and you see we're going through all the actual chapter membership roles. And then in part two, we get to the non-salaried region positions. So you might say, but why do we need a non-salaried region position? And the reason for that is because this is your training to get the salaried position in region. Okay. So the area director, 1 to 10 chapters, okay. You're not actually salaried, but you're in training. Okay. A region advisor, logistics, parliamentary advisor, and so on. Okay. And then we get to the fellowship. Okay, so these are the global ones on the part one: the CEO, the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and the Chief Operations Officer. And then basically part two is the positions that you're going to take. Okay, the region directors. Okay, there'll be many of them eventually. Quality um, assurance, and operations, training, growth, public relations, and then some difficult assignments. Okay, so once you've got all of that, and there's a big part that I've missed out here as well. We also have a similar structure for business networking. It may not go up to fellowship, but it'll also be certificate structure. So to get the grand fellowship, you need a fellowship in public speaking, plus a fellowship in leadership, plus you'll also need your qualification in business networking. Plus, you can then start doing your grand fellowship assignments, okay? And the grand fellowship assignments will be: you need to verify your leading speaking fellowships and also your business networking credentials. And you choose 2 electives. And once you've done them, you choose 1 elective to either become a public speaking champion, which is going to be extremely difficult, or you can take the easier route and start a new chapter, and that's not going to be easy either. But once you've done one of them, then you can complete the Grand Fellowship project, which is going to be a difficult project because we don't want to make it easy that everybody can do it. Otherwise, it won't mean much, you see. And okay, but we say verify your leading, speaking, and business networking credentials. Okay. And in a nutshell, that's how it's going to work.
Thanks. That's very,
No,
very interesting.
no,
Thank you.
any questions about that?
No, thanks. No, all good.
Okay. So that was a quick run through there. Okay. Okay, Carol, do you want me to show you the basic structure of a speech, how we should structure a speech?
No, it's okay. It's fine. Thanks.
Because I've got a little presentation which will just show you
Oh,
how a
okay.
speech.
Oh, all right,
Okay.
fine then. Thanks.
Is that okay with you, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just go here. Okay, a basic speech structure. Okay. Okay, let's just put this in slide mode there. Okay. Okay, just busy trying to share it now. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a basic speech structure. So in a nutshell, there's 4 parts. There's the title of your speech, the opening, body, and conclusion. Okay, I'm just going to go through this quickly. So the opening of your speech, you tell your audience what you're going to tell them. In the body of your speech, you tell your audience what you want to tell them, breaking it up into one or more components. Typically, for a 5 to 7 minute speech, 3 components should more or less be okay. And in conclusion, you tell your audience what you have just told them about. So if you think of a speech, it's actually quite easy. You have a good title called How to Eat an Elephant, for example. And then you say, I'm going to tell you how to eat an elephant. And then in the body of your speech, you say, and the first thing you do is you do this, and then you do that, and then you do that. And in your conclusion, you say, and I've told you about how to eat an elephant 1, 2, and 3. And you're done. Okay. It's a bit of an oversimplification, but that is just your structure. It illustrates the structure there. But the most important thing of your speech is something you won't even think about, is your title. You need to capture people with your title. If you don't bring them in with your title, they're not even going to listen to your speech. So the only way they're going to listen to your speech, if they hear your title and they say, no, I want to hear that. Okay. So if your title is not 100%, they won't even listen to your speech. Okay. And your opening, okay, we can say a greeting, thank the MC for the introduction, and then you need to capture the audience attention. So this is your chance to grab their attention. And if you don't grab it here, you might never get it for the rest of the speech. And then you introduce yourself, you give a brief introduction of yourself, and then you need a transition, a brief statement to transition into the body. And so what you do for your transition, you tell your audience what you're going to talk about. You see, it's quite easy, once you get it. Yeah. And then we've got 3 components in this. Okay, you could have fewer or more, it doesn't matter. But let's say you're using 3 components, okay? So you need to treat this component as a separate set of statements, and everything must be relative to that set of statements, and make sure you don't stray out of that very fine, very closed set of that concept, that component. And then you transition. You say, I'm now going to talk about, and what you're going to talk to them about next. And then the second component, again, very strictly, everything must be contained within that component. And then you transition. Now I'm going to tell you about or talk about, and the third component, and then you talk about the third component, but keep it all in that little box, okay? So you're not limited to 3 components, okay? And then you need to transition a sentence or 2 to transition from component 3 to your conclusion. Now, this transition will alert your audience that the speech is coming towards a close. So you could actually just say, and in closing, and there's your transition. They know the speech is ending, and in closing, but don't make it too long. Keep your transition very short, and then your conclusion. So you briefly restate the main points of your speech. This could be a simple keyword, a phrase, or a sentence from each of your 3 components. Don't make this too long. Make it as short as possible, and make sure that you don't bring any new material in here. Only speak about what you've spoken about. Just tell them, I've spoken about 1, 2, 3, and leave it at that. Sure. Okay, so you tell them what you have told them, and then you have to close with impact. Now, besides the title of your speech, which you might not think is that important, but very, very important, and grabbing the attention in your introduction, you need to close with impact, because a lot of people, the last few words that you say might be all they remember about your speech. So if you're just going to remember your last few words, make those last few words, make them good. So spend some time preparing these last words, preferably just a sentence or 2. Practice in front of a mirror, practice in different ways. Make sure that you really do this properly. And then you just hand control back to the master of ceremonies, and you're done. Okay. Any questions? Okay. You happy with that, Carol?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. So you see how easy it is to structure a speech. Uh, I'm just joking. It's never easy, but you know that you start off with the basic structure, and then you just put the meat into the structure, and then it becomes possible. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anything else at all you'd like to talk about?
No.
Comment or anything at all?
If we can finish a bit earlier, it'll be great. I just wanted
Yes,
to
well,
say something of a business as well. Running a business is also simple. You know, you solve a problem, okay, and you charge them, and they pay you. But there are all sorts of other complications. So the principles are simple. It's like you have an opening, you have a body, and you have a conclusion. You have a handover, you have all these things. But if people don't pay you, if you can't pay your staff, if you can't, that complicates things anyway.
But if they suddenly come with something that's not straightforward, and you struggle to get to do the unusual thing, you know, that's okay. Well, without further ado, then I hereby declare this meeting closed.
thank you so much. Hey? Thank
Okay,
you
no,
so
it's